Hey guys, it's Roadkill Gerbil again. So I'm in the studio again, but I've got a little bit of free time, so I'm really sorry if the sound quality isn't great. Obviously, this isn't a room that's designed for doing audio recordings, but I've got some free time, so I thought I'd make another video. And this one is about the leader gear, if you like. So we tend to call it the armor. But your armor, your main weapon, your helmet, your legs, don't know why they call it legs rather than shoes, but there we go. Your offhand weapon and your accessories, okay? And we're only going to be looking today at the ones for research and construction, because those are the ones that I've looked into in detail and they make perfect sense to me and I know what the right answer is. When it comes to the ones for looking at combat, that gets a lot more tricky, and I'm looking into the maths of how that works because I've seen some suggestions for things that might be really cool, but I just need to actually check that the maths adds up and that it all makes sense to me before I start telling you to do the wrong thing, because that would be kind of embarrassing. All right, so first things first, any of the kit that comes from either the Nosceros or the Griffin, you want it. Okay, just go all out. Whenever there is a Nosceros or a Griffin available for you to hit as monsters, go for it. I really don't want to see if, there's the tidal big blue smushy thing, I can't remember what it's called. If he's there and at the same time as the Griffins, and suddenly I see lots of tidal captain or whatever it is loot appearing, that's not great. That really shouldn't be where your priority is. Really, really, really go down the route for the Nosceros and the Griffins. I know that some of it is quite hard to get. I know that the lightning vial and so on are extremely rare drops. It's worth it. Really push it. Okay. So I'm assuming that your default is to go with those two sets as far as possible. I'm just going to list, and that goes for research and construction. If you've got that kit, you're probably in a pretty good way. So I'm really just doing the bits where it deviates from that. So for research, the helmet that you get from the Nosceros does not help with your research needs. So if you can, you want the Wormbone Coronet. Now that can only be used at level 60, but if you start hitting start hitting them and go for it, you will get there in the end, and that's probably worth it. Just don't use any of the Jade Worm stuff for anything else, unless I tell you otherwise in a later video. All right. So Wormbone Coronet helps with your research speed, and that's the only helmet that does. So don't rush it because you've got to be crazy high level before you can use it anyway. For the armor, you want either the Cavalry Mail or the Terror Shield. Terror Shield comes from Terrathorns. Yeah, again, I'm pretty sure it can only be used at level 60, and the difference between the Terror Shield and the Cavalry Mail isn't that high. So Cavalry Mail is a pretty good compromise. The only reason I'm hesitant about suggesting that you get the Cavalry Mail is because that one comes from things like coal and platinum and logs, and I can't remember exactly. But I know that it uses coal, and coal is the one that we need, the one that I've found I've been short of the most. So, and it's not quite as good as the accessories, so I'll come on to that in a second. So, Cavalry Mail, I'm an R about it. It's good if you can get it, but I would prioritize your Lunar Flute first. For your offhand, you want the Vice Grips. Again, they use resources that might be better being plugged into your Lunar Flute. So have a bit of a think. Probably go Lunar Flute first, but then consider your vice grips later on. Okay? And then, I've been saying a lot, the Lunar Flute. That is the one you want. When it comes to accessories, neither the Noceros nor the Griffon help you out, and the Lunar Flute is fabulous. It's wonderful, okay? So you really want to get 3 of them, and you want all 3 to be as high level as possible. It's better to have 3 at purple than only 1 at gold. And it's easier to have 3 at purple than 1 at gold. So get them all up to a certain level and then try and get 1 up to the next level and then get all 3 up to that level and carry on that way. And that goes for the Sentinel Circlet, which we'll come to in construction. So, hey, now we know what we're doing with our research armor. Okay, hopefully that all makes sense. Construction armor and kit. Construction is actually much better looked after than research. So if you've got all of the kit, all of the my brain's gone now, Griffon and Noceros kit, then you're mostly fine. Your main weapon in the Noceros is the Electric Lance, and that only helps with research. If you've bought the package to get the big guy up to green, then you will have a weapon that gives you 10% construction speed, and that's as good as it gets, so stick with that one. If you haven't, there is the Trident, which comes from your normal resources, or there is the Terra Lash. Sounds kinky. The Terra Lash is again a very high level one and is again using your resources from your Terrathorn monsters, so I think it's quite unlikely, and I think it's like a 2% increase over the Trident. So I would say Trident would be the better option there, unless you happen to have tons of spare bits of Terrathorns. When it comes to the accessories, you want the Sentinel Circlet. And again, the same thing occurs with that as with the Lunar Flute, and indeed all the kit. Get 3 Sentinel Circlets and get them all up to the highest level you possibly can. Do bear in mind that it really is worth changing your setup between choosing your research and choosing your construction. If you're going to upgrade a building, have your construction kit on. If you're going to if you're going to do some research, have your research kit on. It only matters that you've got it on at the moment you press upgrade or research. It doesn't matter after that. So you can put all of this kit on and then take it all off and prance around naked. Be a bit daft, but what the hell, you could. Okay? So just make sure that you set it up. There is some research that you can do to make it so you can kind of just click a button and go, yay, I'm in my construction kit, little hard hat on, high vis jacket, whatever. And then say, okay, I'm going to do some research, click into the research one. If you've done that research, great. If not, it doesn't take more than a minute or 2, and it can save hours and even days in your construction speed. All right, I hope that helps. I know that I made a few mistakes as I was building up because I did have cavalry mail and I did have the vice grips, and I thought they weren't useful anymore, so I destroyed them. So don't do that. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions. All right, I hope that's all good. Take care, guys. Mwah.